Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? Or maybe you couldn't remember where you placed your keys, even though you just had them in your hand? Most of us chalk these moments up to stress, or just getting older. But for millions around the world, these small lapses are the first whispers of something more serious, something that creeps in quietly, erasing memories, rewriting personalities, and stealing time. Today, we'll explore the 8 early signs of Alzheimer's disease that you should never ignore. And stick around until the end, because recognizing these signs could make a world of difference for you or someone you love. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the video, please like and share, or feel free to leave a comment and tell us what your thoughts are. Here we go! Sign number 1. Memory loss that disrupts daily life. Let's start with the most common and well-known sign, memory loss. But we're not just talking about forgetting someone's name at a party or missing a dentist appointment. This is deeper. Imagine this. Eleanor was a retired librarian. Her memory had always been razor sharp, but one day, she couldn't remember the route to her own daughter's house, somewhere she'd been dozens of times. She started asking the same questions again and again, even after they'd been answered just minutes before. This kind of memory loss, or information that was just recently learned disappears, is one of the earliest red flags of Alzheimer's, especially when it begins to disrupt daily routines. Sign number 2. Difficulty planning or solving problems. Next, let's talk about something most of us do on autopilot, problem solving. Alzheimer's can sneak into this area without much warning. Take Henry, a retired accountant. He had always handled the bills for his household. But slowly, numbers began to confuse him. He would misplace zeros, forget due dates, or pay the same bill twice. Simple tasks like following a recipe or keeping track of monthly expenses became frustratingly difficult. If a person suddenly struggles with tasks that used to be second nature, especially those involving numbers or sequences, it's time to pay attention. Sign number 3. Trouble completing familiar tasks. Now picture this. You've used the same TV remote every day for years, but suddenly, you forget how to switch to your favorite channel. This was the case for Lillian. She would start her morning routine, make coffee, toast some bread, but forget the next step in the middle of it. She once even forgot how to start her car. When routine activities become confusing or overwhelming, it could signal a change in how the brain is functioning, especially if the person had no trouble with these tasks before. Sign number 4. Confusion with time or place. One winter morning, Thomas went out for a walk, a familiar neighborhood stroll. But after 10 minutes, he had no idea where he was or how long he'd been gone. He panicked. Alzheimer's doesn't just affect memory. It warps your sense of time and spatial awareness. People may forget what season it is or what day of the week. They may get lost in familiar settings or not understand how they got somewhere. These moments of disorientation are more than forgetfulness, they're warning lights. Sign number 5. New problems with words in speaking or writing. Have you ever had a word on the tip of your tongue? Now imagine that happening with simple words every single day. Nancy, a former teacher, began pausing mid-sentence. She would say, the thing you sit on, the wooden thing, the thing. She meant a chair. She struggled to follow conversations, often repeating herself or stopping altogether. Alzheimer's often affects language, making it hard to find the right words, follow conversations, or write clearly. When communication becomes confusing for no clear reason, it's time to take notice. Sign number 6. Misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps. We all misplace things sometimes, but Alzheimer's takes it a step further. Joe once put his house keys in the fridge. he had no memory of doing it. Then he spent hours tearing the house apart, blaming others for moving his stuff. This is more than forgetfulness. It's misplacing items in illogical places and then being unable to retrace steps to find them. Often, this leads to suspicion, frustration, and even paranoia. When these patterns become frequent, they could be signs of something deeper. Sign number 7, poor judgment and decision-making. Let's talk about judgment. Elderly individuals with early Alzheimer's often begin making odd financial decisions or poor choices in personal hygiene. Gloria had always been cautious with money, but recently, she started donating hundreds of dollars to strangers online, claiming to be charities. She also stopped bathing regularly, despite being reminded by her daughter. These types of lapses in judgment, especially if they're sudden and out of character, can indicate cognitive decline. It's not just about forgetfulness, it's about how the brain processes decisions. Sign number 8, withdrawal from work or social activities. When someone starts pulling away from their favorite hobbies, friends, or family, it's often brushed off as aging or depression, but it can also be something more. Roger loved playing cards with his friends every Friday night. Then he started skipping games. He said the rules were too confusing or that he just wasn't in the mood. Truth was, the confusion embarrassed him. Many with Alzheimer's begin to withdraw socially, not because they want to, but because they're overwhelmed or afraid of making mistakes. If someone you know is isolating themselves for no clear reason, it could be one of the early signs. Final thoughts. Alzheimer's disease is one of the most challenging battles a person and their family can face. But early detection matters. The sooner it's identified, the sooner steps can be taken to slow progression, find support, and make important decisions. If you notice any of these signs in yourself or a loved one, don't wait. Talk to a doctor, because knowledge, action, and compassion can change everything. And if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who may need it. You never know who's silently struggling. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.